I have told you before, please don't let anyone know you are my mother.
Lily once dreamed of a happy home, but life did not go as she thought. Many years ago, she married a man her parents warned her about. He treated her badly, and one day, she could not take it anymore. She left him, taking only her little daughter, Jane. But the moment she walked away from her marriage, her own family closed their doors against her. They said, "You made your choice, now live with it." With no one to help her, Lily and Jane moved to a small town. The only job Lily could find was cleaning people's houses. It was hard work, but she never complained. She told herself, as long as Jane eats, goes to school, and has a better future, I am happy. Jane grew older, but she never liked the life they were living. She saw how other children had parents with big cars and nice houses, and she felt embarrassed. Sometimes, when Lily came to Jane's school to pick her up, Jane would whisper, "Mother, please don't tell anyone you are my mom. I don't want my friends to laugh at me." Those words cut deep into Lily's heart, but she smiled and said nothing. At night, when Jane slept, she would sit by the window and whisper to herself, "One day, my daughter will understand all I went through for her." Years passed. Jane grew into a beautiful young woman. She was smart and full of dreams. Lily, though older and weaker, kept working harder than ever. Every coin she saved, she placed inside a small wooden box hidden under her bed. That money was for Jane's university. Then, after 15 years of sacrifice, something unexpected happened. Lily fell ill. She had been coughing for weeks, but she ignored it because she could not afford to rest. Finally, she went to the hospital. After many tests, the doctor looked at her with gentle eyes and said, "Madam Lily, you need urgent treatment. The good news is that it can be managed, but the treatment will cost money." Lily sat quietly. She thought about the wooden box under her bed, the coins and notes she had saved with her tired hands. She thought about Jane's dream of going to university. The doctor continued, "If you start now, you can get better." But Lily shook her head slowly. "Doctor," she said in a weak voice, "I cannot use my daughter's future money for myself. She must go to school. I will be fine." The doctor tried to convince her, but she stood by her decision. For Lily, her daughter's future meant more than her own life. That night, as she lay in bed, Lily looked at Jane, who was busy on her phone, not even noticing how weak her mother was becoming. Tears filled Lily's eyes, but she smiled. She whispered, "My child, even if you don't see me as your mother today, I will keep sacrificing for you." Lily had just started working in a hotel as a cleaner. The work was hard, but she accepted it because she wanted to save more money for Jane's future. One afternoon, while she was cleaning the restroom, she heard a familiar voice outside. It was Jane. Lily stopped and listened carefully. Jane was speaking on the phone with laughter in her voice. Her words made Lily's heart weak. Jane was saying she wished her mother would not be around for long, so she could live freely and enjoy her own life. Lily's hands shook as she placed the mop aside. She slowly stepped out, her eyes full of tears. What she saw made her heart ache even more. A wealthy man was holding Jane by the hand. "Jane," Lily called softly. "Why are you doing this? After everything we have been through together, is this the life you choose?" Jane turned with a cold face. "I told you before not to come near me in public," she said sharply. Lily's voice trembled. "But Jane, I am still your mother." Before she could finish, Jane raised her hand and slapped her. Then she quickly turned to the man beside her and said, "I don't even know this woman." The man pushed Lily aside, and she fell to the floor. Something small slipped from her pocket and rolled near her hand. Lily reached out with trembling fingers and pleaded softly, "Jane, please, help me with it." But Jane only looked at her with annoyance. She picked it up, glanced at it, and then threw it into the toilet. Without another word, she walked away with the man, leaving her mother on the cold floor. Lily sat there, weak and broken, watching her daughter disappear. She whispered, "My child, how could you treat me this way?" Lily lay down near the hotel corridor. Her body was weak, and her eyes were full of tears. She remembered how she gave everything for her family, working, serving, and sacrificing so they could be happy. But now, her husband and daughter had turned their backs on her. Slowly, she brought out her small phone and called her brother. "Brother," she said in a low voice, "I don't have anyone else." Her brother, Daniel, was touched when he heard her. "Lily, don't cry. I am coming now," he replied with care. A short while later, Daniel arrived at the hotel. He saw his sister lying down in pain and quickly rushed to her side. "Why didn't you call me earlier?" he asked gently. He helped her stand, put his arm around her, and said, "You are not alone. I will take you to the hospital. From today, I'll be by your side." Together, they walked out of the hotel, a little hope shining again in Lily's eyes. Lily was taken to a good hospital by her brother Daniel. He stayed with her until she became strong again. When she got better, Daniel decided to visit her family. He went to their big house and spoke with them. Daniel begged them with gentle words, "Please forgive Lily. She has done so much for this family. She deserves another chance." The family listened to Daniel. Slowly, their hearts became soft. They forgave Lily and welcomed her back. Her bank account was returned to her, and her wealth was restored. One bright afternoon, Lily went to the mall. She bought a few nice things, smiling for the first time in a long while. When she came outside, her car was waiting. The bodyguard quickly opened the car door for her. But not far away, Jane stood in a corner, watching carefully. She could not believe her eyes. "Is that really my mother, or am I dreaming?" she whispered. Lily returned to her family house. Her father welcomed her warmly, and she apologized for the mistake she made by marrying her husband. Her father smiled and told her not to worry, that he would help her settle everything. Meanwhile, Jane secretly went to visit her father. She had been talking with him behind Lily's back. One evening, her father looked at her and said, "Jane, you don't know the full truth. Lily is not your real mother. Long ago, when Lily was pregnant, I had a mistress. When the babies were born, I made a switch. I raised you as Lily's child because of her money. The real child of Lily was taken away, and no one ever told her." Jane was surprised, but her father continued. "All these years, Lily has been taking care of you without knowing you are not her real daughter. That is why I treated her badly before. But now, you must help me take back what belongs to me." Jane nodded slowly. She promised to stand by her father. Together, they made a secret plan. The first step was for Jane to act kind to Lily. She invited Lily home and prepared a delicious meal for her. Lily smiled but felt something strange. When the food was served, Lily picked up a glass of water and carefully washed Jane's face. Then, Lily calmly said, "Jane, why don't you eat first?" Jane froze, her hand trembling as she lifted the spoon towards her mouth. Jane pushed the plate slightly away, her hands shaking. Lily leaned forward, worried, and asked gently, "Why don't you want to eat, Jane? Is there something wrong?" Just at that moment, the front door opened. Jane's father walked in quickly. He looked around, his eyes moving from Lily to Jane. "Why are you forcing food on her, Lily?" he asked, raising his voice a little. Lily stood up, confused. "I am not forcing her. I just feel something is not right. I asked her to eat first because I was watching her reaction. Why would she prepare food and act as if she doesn't want me to eat?" Her voice shook, but her words were firm. Jane's father stepped closer and placed his hand on Jane's shoulder. "Lily, it is because of the way you are living that makes Jane not trust you. You don't understand her. Lily's heart ached. She tried to explain herself again, but he interrupted. From today, I am taking Jane away. I don't want you near her anymore. Lily's eyes widened. Why? Why would you say that? I have done nothing but care for her. Why are you both treating me this way? Jane looked at Lily, her eyes filled with anger. She spoke quickly, almost without thinking. You should even be happy I called you mom. After all, you are not even my real mother. Before Jane could finish, her father quickly raised his hand to stop her. Enough, Jane. Don't say another word. Lily froze in shock at Jane's words, staring at both of them, but no one explained further. Jane's father held Jane tightly and guided her out of the room. Lily stood there, weak and confused, wondering what truth was being hidden from her. Lily went back to her own house after what happened. She was still upset about the words she heard from Jane, and she could not rest. When she got home, she met her elder brother sitting in the living room. He noticed her face and asked quietly, Lily, what is the matter? You look worried. Lily sat beside him and explained everything she heard from Jane's mouth. She told him how Jane said she was not her real mother and how her father took her away. Her brother listened carefully and nodded slowly. After a long silence, he said, If you really want to know the truth, you need to be smart. Don't fight them directly. The best way to find out is to get close to them again. Lily looked confused. But how do I get close to them when they don't want me around? She asked. Her brother leaned forward and whispered, Go back to your former husband's company. If you are there, you will hear things. People talk in offices. You will get information about what really happened. That is the only way. Lily thought about it deeply. The idea was not easy, but she knew her brother was right. If she worked in the company again, she might discover secrets that would help her understand why Jane treated her with dislike. Meanwhile, Jane sat quietly in her room with her father. The man looked at her with a serious face. Jane, he said firmly, why did you say such words to Lily? Do you want to spoil our plan? We need to be careful. Jane looked down, feeling guilty. I am sorry, Daddy. I did not mean to say it in front of her. It just came out because I was angry. Her father sighed deeply. He reached out and touched her shoulder gently. You must be careful with your words. We cannot let anyone know too much. Jane looked at him again, her eyes full of questions. But Daddy, she said softly, I want to meet my real mother. I want to see her with my own eyes. Please help me. The father was quiet for a moment. Then he nodded slowly. All right, Jane. After many struggles, Lily started working in her former husband's company. She worked hard, and everyone respected her. One day, she discovered who the real mistress was, the woman her husband had hidden for years. Meanwhile, Jane met this mistress and began to admire her, not knowing the truth behind everything. As Lily continued working, she overheard secret talks from her husband's office. Jane and the mistress were planning to hide the existence of Lily's real daughter, the child who was switched at birth. One day, on her way home, Lily helped a young lady in need and gave her her contact. What Lily didn't know was that this young woman was actually her missing daughter. Jane and the mistress became worried and tried to find the girl before Lily discovered the truth. But fate worked in Lily's favor. The young woman later shared her story, and Lily realized she was her true daughter. Soon after, Lily exposed her former husband's bad dealings in the company. He was removed and punished, while Jane and the mistress faced the consequences of their wrong plans. In the end, Lily was reunited with her true daughter. For the first time, she felt complete, and they lived peacefully together. Moral lesson: truth may take time, but it always wins. Real love and honesty will always shine brighter than lies. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe for more stories.